I've been paying for a Storyblocks subscription for about 2 years now. Obviously, that means it's worth something to me, but is it worth paying for your freelance video editing needs? Let's do a little partially unbiased deep dive into Storyblocks. Storyblocks is a subscription-based platform that offers a vast library of royalty-free stock media, including videos, images, music, and sound effects. It's widely used by video editors, content creators, and marketers to access high-quality assets for their projects. You can easily add visual effects to your projects with access to their full library of templates for After Effects, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and more. Storyblocks does provide unlimited downloads with its subscription, offering HD and 4K video options, as well as After Effects templates, motion graphics, and more. The service is known for its affordable pricing and user-friendly interface, making it a popular choice for freelancers and small teams looking for a cost-effective way to source stock content without worrying about copyright issues. You can also utilize Storyblocks Adobe plugin for a more efficient workflow in your video editing. Now, let's talk about the prices. Plans start at $15 a month for a starter subscription. I have the unlimited downloads plan for $30 a month, and $35 a month gets you access to the Pro plan, which honestly, now looking at this again, I kind of feel like it's worth the extra $5 a month simply for the access to the Storyblocks plugin for Creative Cloud. Maybe for my birthday, I'll treat myself. If we haven't met yet, I am Colleen, and in this channel, I help you to get a video editing job, and I help you get paid doing what you love. So for more tips on that, be sure to hit subscribe with the bell so you do not miss a thing. Okay, now that we covered the basics, let's get into what we're really here to talk about, and that is the pros and cons of Storyblocks. The pros. Unlimited downloads. With a Storyblocks subscription, you get unlimited access to video, templates, audio, and more. This is of course great for freelancers who need a consistent resource of stock media for their clients' projects without worrying if and when they're going to run out of credits. Variety of content. The platform offers a humongous library of media for you to select from, and it is widely diverse, especially in the stock footage realm. It is the best that I have seen so far as a freelancer, and it is constantly being updated, which we'll get into a little bit more later. Of course, this diversity and wide range of selection can really help freelancers use Storyblocks as a sort of one-size-fits-all solution to all of their clients' needs. Royalty-free license. The footage is all royalty-free, meaning that you can use it without feeling like you're going to run into any copyright issues, whether you're using it for personal use or for commercial use. High-quality footage. I really like this. Storyblocks usually offers multiple formats that you can download your media in. They offer HD and 4K options, and they also tend to offer MP4 or MOV options, which I also appreciate. New content regularly added. They are constantly updating their media library, which is really refreshing. So I know that even if I'm working with the same client and I'm regularly editing video for them and pulling stock media for them, every 3 to 6 months, I know that if I go to, instead of most popular, I go to most recent, there's gonna be a hefty addition of new content that I can look through and see if I can add to, so that I can make sure that my clients' projects are not starting to look stale and old. Okay, now let's get into some cons. Content quality can vary. I know I just said that was a pro, that they do offer multiple different ways to download your footage, but that is actually not for all footage. It is for most of the footage, but some footage only comes in HD. So they do not have an across the board standard for how you can download all of your footage. Some comes in 4K, some only comes in HD. And so some editors feel like because there are some low quality options, it lowers the value that Storyblocks can provide, because if you're finding this footage and then you realize it's only in HD rather than 4K, which is what you were looking for, it kind of throws off your workflow a little bit. Now, personally for me, the kind of footage that I'm editing, which is really all just online, social media, it's not really for corporate, I particularly like lower quality media because it looks a little under polished and not so classic stock media. So interpret this however you'd like. but it is important to know that if you are only looking for the highest quality media, Storyblocks might not be for you, or it might need to be supplemented with maybe another high quality stock media platform. Subscription only model. For some people, the subscription only model is going to be perfect because they have a long running client and they're going to need media, every month for this client. Some people are not going to be that way. Some editors only have short-term clients, temporary clients, project-based clients, and they don't need a long-term subscription model. They just need more of a pay per download model. And it's more cost effective to have a pay per download model. So in that way, if you do need that, that's not something that Storyblocks offers. So it probably won't be for you if that's what you're looking for. Limited exclusivity. The pros and cons of having a subscription like Storyblocks. The media you find on there is great. You can search for almost anything and there'll be some kind of footage that will match what you're looking for. The con of that is that I see some footage that I work with and that I download. I see that same footage over and over again across YouTube, across different types of media. Storyblocks is really popular, and it shows because the media is not that original. Everyone is kind of sharing this same media, and it definitely has an impact. When you are recognizing that you've seen that stock media shot before, it kind of takes away from the goal of the video, because that's then all I'm personally thinking about is that I've seen that shot before, and that's kind of unoriginal of this video editor to put in that same stock footage that this person was using. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but it's definitely a con of a popular platform like Storyblocks. And that's why personally for me, if I am searching for content, I'm usually trying to find the most recent footage that was uploaded to Storyblocks to try and keep my content or my client's content as fresh and original looking as possible. The music and audio can be basic. While the video selection is very strong, some editors have noted that the music and the audio section of Storyblocks is pretty basic and not that helpful for their needs. I tend to agree. I don't particularly love using that area of Storyblocks, mainly because I have another subscription to another platform that I pull from that I prefer, which I will get into in another video, but definitely something to consider if you're looking for Storyblocks as an all-in-one solution. Just understand that you might be lacking in the music and audio area if that is something that you're also looking for your needs. No team sharing. Storyblocks does not have a very robust team feature on their platform or features for collaborative projects, which definitely could be a drawback. Obviously, if you are a freelancer that has other people helping you, you're going to need to find alternative ways to work around that because it's not that great on Storyblocks. If you made it this far and you're loving this video, I'd so appreciate it if you can hit the like button below so this video spreads to more people. And for more details on my Skillshare classes, including my newest class all about Premiere Pro, and also to get a free month of Skillshare, be sure to click the link in the description below. I meant for this video and the series of videos that's going to come after this to be relatively biased when it comes to these platforms. However, it wouldn't be right to recommend Storyblocks to you unless I give my own personal opinion of my experience as a video editor and someone who has been using Storyblocks for a long time. So I did want to give my personal opinion on this. Like I said at the beginning, I have been using Storyblocks for a long time, and that doesn't come without reason. I pay for it mainly because the diversity in the footage is better than I have seen across other platforms. For the kind of work that I do and the kind of clients that I edit for, I require stock footage that not only doesn't necessarily look like it's stock footage, but also spans across a wide variety of diversities. So having different looking people in these videos, I know that's something that can be kind of hard to find sometimes, and I have found that Storyblocks does that really well. I'm sure I will be continuing to look for other platforms that do it even better, but Storyblocks does a really good job of that. And not only that, but I've mentioned multiple times in this video that they are constantly updating their libraries with that kind of footage. So they're not just updating the libraries, but they're updating it with good looking footage. People that don't have the stereotypical body types, people that don't have stereotypical whiteness, let's be honest. It makes a big difference to me with the kind of work that I am doing. And also, again, that more under-polished look is something that I have been looking for more as a video editor for footage for my clients' videos. Stuff that is just shot in everyday world, stuff that is maybe shot with a slightly shaky camera, stuff that is not looking overproduced. That's the kind of footage that I'm looking for, and I feel like I find that on Storyblocks. I really appreciate the various sizes to download footage. The fact that you don't have to download everything automatically in 4K makes a big difference to me as someone who doesn't usually edit in 4K. And so having all that 4K footage just takes up so much space for really no reason at all for me. So having that option to be able to just have an HD option is great for me. Of course, also having that access to After Effects templates and audio definitely adds more to Storyblocks' value. I love paying for a platform that gives me more than just one thing. For example, I pay for Epidemic Sound, and yes, that gives me great music. I love the music on there, and it does give me sound effects as well, but I'm only paying for that to get music, basically. It's nice having platforms that kind of gives me a little bit of everything in the case that I need it, because I'm the kind of editor that tends to, on the fly, just need things, you know, rather than like needing one thing all the time. I like having access to everything just in case I need it. One thing that I mentioned earlier in the video is that you can find almost anything on Storyblocks if you search for it. And a pro tip I will give if you do decide to get Storyblocks, or maybe you just got Storyblocks and maybe you're not finding things that you want to be finding, I definitely will recommend getting creative when you are searching for things. Sometimes you do need to kind of rephrase things to find what you're looking for. Sometimes you need to be a little bit blunt or crass when you are searching for particular things or trying to find particular kinds of people, which is just a con in general of stock footage sites. In general, I would just recommend that. Maybe just see if you can pull up that inner knowledge of learning how to research, maybe back in middle school or high school that they used to teach us. Do they still teach that anymore? But anyways, getting creative of how you search for things on Storyblocks is definitely gonna help you. And in general, honestly, probably on all of these platforms, that's helped me a lot. But yeah, in general, I would highly recommend Storyblocks. It's my favorite of all of the subscription platforms that I pay for. And it's definitely worth checking out if you are looking for sort of an all-in-one, long-term solution to getting stock media, stock music, stock whatever for your projects. Now that you've got a good idea of what Storyblocks has to offer, is it right for you? Do you think you need more than Storyblocks? Maybe something without a subscription model? Either way, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them down in the comments below and we will chat about it. Be sure to subscribe for more tips on video editing and freelance lifestyle. Thank you so much to my team. Again, I am Colleen and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have the best one.